I'm Jay Arthur, author of Lean Six Sigma Demystified, Lean Six Sigma for Hospitals, and QI Macros. I spent most of my life working in IT, from mainframe systems to mini computer systems to microcomputer systems, which led me into the QI Macros. And so I've worked with software my entire life. And there's something I'd like you to get an idea about here. We all know the Pareto's rule, the 80-20 rule, but I have found that Jay's 450 rule applies to software. And what does that mean? It means, well, 4% of your code, that's probably 4 programs or modules out of 100, have most of the defects. This is where everything fails, the 4. And there's another 4, which are enhancement prone. So customers always want you to change something, and those 4 are always enhancement prone. Now, many people, throw up their hands in disgust and say, well, we should just rewrite this system because they think they can write better code than it's already in there. And I'm going to tell you something. If a system has been around for a while, it knows more about the requirements of your customer and everything than you can possibly define. I mean, all of that has been woven into that system over time. You can't possibly reverse engineer that and create a new one. I worked in a phone company. They went through 3 iterations to try and rewrite the customer billing system. All of them failed. All of them failed. Now, I offered a suggestion at the time, which nobody listened to, which is you take the 4% that are error prone and you rewrite those so that you mistake-proof whatever's wrong with them. You make them unbreakable. And you take those 4, and when you get rid of that, then most of the rest of the system works pretty darn well, and so you don't have to rewrite anything but the 4 that are really broken. And then there's another 4 that are really enhancement prone. Now, most of the time what they've been doing is changing the code inside of the modules, as opposed to taking the data that is needed and putting it out in a table somewhere, and then changing the code in these 4 modules, so they just read the table to decide what to do. Right? You don't have to change the code, you just change the table and then everything changes. Right? And so you can change billing rates or taxation rates or whatever it is whatever you're doing over here, and these 4 will read the new table and do the right thing automatically. And so you don't end up spending a lot of time here. You can just go tweak a table. So that's my improvement insight for this week. Use the 450 rule on your software systems. 4% are error prone and broken, fix those. 4% are enhancement prone, and you can take that and put the data out somewhere where you can change it in a table, and these things stay the same. And that makes enhancements and costs and everything else go way down. And you don't have to try and rewrite these systems because you can't. They know too much. All right, so that's my improvement insight for this week. Let's create a hassle-free America, hassle-free healthcare. Let's make our software systems mistake-proof, hassle-free. Let's go out and improve something this week, including those IT systems.